So it's more scientific to think that God would create life, a previous mind creating the new ones like us, than it is to think that some lightning hit water and all of a sudden chemicals turned into people.
So let me get this straight. You do an entire TikTok here, hoping to refute the idea that Christians are science deniers, but yet the examples that you give, especially this one, do nothing but prove that Christians, or well, rather, your particular brand of Christian, is a science denier. Whoa, Adam Rich is dense as fuck.
Listen, as a Christian, one of my absolute favorite things, and listen, if you're a Christian, please drop it in the comments below if you feel the exact same way, because I can't wait to hear how other people feel, because this one always excites me.
Well, just to start out here, I want to say that I don't think that all Christians are science deniers, what he's calling science deniers. I feel like the science denying Christians are a very specific group. Normally they're populated by creationists, and with creationism comes a lot of science denying. But you also have some in the evangelical group that also deny a lot of science, just on different topics. While they may not be creationists, they could be dipshits on any number of other topics that I'm sure Adam Rich is going to enlighten us about today. So, as a broad brush or generalized statement, are Christians science deniers? Not all of them. There are plenty of real scientists that are also Christians, and they don't deny the science on mostly everything. There is a section of the Christian community that does affirm science and what science has to offer and its findings, while also remaining faithful to their religion. I feel like you got to do a lot of cherry picking for that particular position, but there are Christians that do it. So before we even start out this video, I just want to say that I don't monolithically paint the Christian community as being science denying, and I really don't think that anybody should. I think that you should make relative arguments and claims against relevant groups. So for creationists or intelligent design proponents and evangelicals, I think that science denier could be a fine label to put on them, but don't be mistaken that this is like all of Christianity. It's not.
I get called a science denier on a regular basis, and here's what's always ironic about that. It comes from two groups of people, atheists / anti-theists. I never like to lump the atheists in with the anti-theists because they're two totally different types of people. An atheist just doesn't believe in God, but if they've seen evidence or believable, things that would make them believe in God, they're open-minded. They would change their ideas. They would accept God if they've seen evidence to support it.
I can pretty much agree with this as far as atheists go, although I do classify myself as an anti-theist as well. But that's not because I hate religious people or I hate God or anything like that. I find that religion seems to be a net negative on society, and religion, being that it doesn't comport with reality, has the potential to cause a lot of harm. And so because of that potential harm that it can cause and how grave this harm can be, I'm an anti-theist. But I wonder how he's going to define anti-theist.
He's an asshole.
A lot of religious people seem to have different ideas of what an anti-theist is. Mostly they just paint them as assholes that hates religious people or hates God or something like that. But while there may be some atheists out there that are also anti-theists that are assholes in that particular respect, that again does not monolithically describe all of anti-theists out there.
Anti-theists just want to insult people that believe in God. They're silly.
No. That's not what anti-theist means, and it's definitely not the demeanor of a lot of anti-theists that I know. We're not really seeking to just insult religious people, although I know that a good part of my bit is to be, I guess, a little bit insulting to the religious ideas. The religious idea of, praying to Jesus and making sure everything that you do in your life is pleasing him and everything like that. You get where I'm going with that. And, the whole relationship between God and man in the Bible, at least how it's portrayed. I definitely criticize and insult those ideas, but I also think that ideas should definitely be insulted. They should be questioned. They should be made fun of if you find them to be worthy of being ridiculed in that way. And, I'm perfectly fine with atheism being ridiculed. Otherwise, How else would I have a channel?
But here's the fun part about it. Ignore them because they don't they matter as people, technically. But no, they do matter. But here's the thing. We know who wins in the end. So who cares what they have to say about you right now? Let them think you're crazy. But anyway.
So, for the most part, Christians are not going to care what any atheist or anti-theist has to say. They're obviously not going to be swayed by people making fun of them or anything like that. So when I first started my channel, I kind of progressed in that direction a little bit, but then I changed course, and I'm not trying to insult the person anymore or doing any of these ad hominem type of attacks. I try to criticize thoughts and ideas rather than the person. Although Adam Rich is a dipshit, that's because of the ideas that he spouts. But also, I like how he says, let them make fun of you. Because we all know what happens in the end. And apparently he's so sure about his current belief set that he could just shrug off people that are refuting him or debunking him or saying anything about his arguments or anything like that, which I think he was talking about, personal attacks at that point.
Come on, then. All right, we'll call it a draw.
But regardless of that, I love how sure he is about his belief. It'd be a shame if somebody actually tested those beliefs of yours there, Adam.